In the previous video, we've defeated Oberon and started exploring Golden Hills in order to expand our influence over the lands. Our main enemies in this area are angry birds. I meant angry beards, more known as dwarves. Yep, we again fight opponents that are lowered on our waist. Nal says that they like something that burns and explodes. I also like that, but unfortunately, dwarves are always hostile to us. And they're very dangerous, especially the subspecies like these crossbowmen. Each location in Overlord has its own jokes. For example, dwarves have a little trouble with slugs, and we can use it too. However, I bet you didn't expect to meet live elves here. They are being kept as slaves. The good Overlord doesn't appreciate that and frees them. They also say their race would survive if they will find their woman. In brackets, if we will find them. But we go further and meet an elf begging to save his fellows from the mine. But there's a 20 tons problem in our way, also known as rock giant. They hate everything that is squashier than them. But we all know that everything is squashier than them. I didn't risk fighting it like that. I've seen a minion spell nearby. There it is, at the local pub. But Nal tells us one important detail. Just like our minions, dwarves are getting extremely dangerous after they've had a drink. They seem to be distant relatives, but anyway, we can't really joke around here. But there's a very conveniently placed slug nest, so it's not a big problem. There will be more of these areas. The last minion spell, Legion of Honor, boosts the attack and defense of the minions. It also makes them uncontrollable, but they won't hurt friendly NPCs and objects. But now is the time to prepare for the rock giant. In brackets, get rid of reds and blues. I didn't lose one minion. Anyway, we enter the glittering mine, but suddenly we see a giant slug swallow the cart filled with gold.
Poor creature's going to get a stomachache, sire. Best to put it out of its misery.
She is definitely the one. We kill the slug and bring the cart to the tower. It gave us 3000 gold, but two elves are telling us that there is more gold deeper in the mine. There are only 4 carts, which will give us 12,000 gold in total. The rest of the time we beat dwarves, beat slugs and help elves. Nothing really unusual. However, Nal thinks aloud about why the king of dwarves Goldo needs so much gold.
Everyone likes gold, sire, but this King Goldo seems obsessed with it. There's nothing to buy around here. I wonder what he's doing with it.
We finally get all the carts and go outside to continue conquering these lands. But there's a flamer dwarf burning slugs. If we damage him good enough, he explodes. I think that's how Nal meant to use explosives against them. There are strong gates blocking our way, but there are infinite bombs near it, so it's not even an obstacle.
The dwarves are fiercely secret about their brewing rituals. This fort must guard the brewery.
They guard it so well that they throw bombs at us. So we use them again to blow up the gates. That's when they should have showed me their greatness, but we have an unfair amount of reds. Plus 1 health disc and a domination spell. We approach the entry to the brewery, and an elf tells us what's going on here. Goldo went to Sir William to retrieve his gifts for the cancelled wedding, and locked down the brewery. So while William is alive, we can't go in. But we can instead go to Mother Goddess Temple nearby, where another elf tells us that dwarves make them build a new temple for statue. Then Nal confesses that he has a cunning plan, but he'll reveal the details later. Yeah, this game knows a bit of humor. On the construction side we fight dwarves, boulder beasts and help elves. But here's another funny thing, and I also like Nal's comment on this. Even gods have sense of humor. Basically, the dwarves suddenly started to believe that the Mother Goddess is a dwarf and not an elf, so the statue actually belongs to them, although elves believe otherwise. And now, dwarves make elves build a temple for their own stolen statue. However, we're not here to judge anyone. We're here to reach the statue for Nal's plan. But the statue is guarded by a massive rock giant, and the minion disc too.
Oh, Mama?
After we kill it, Nal says to send some minions inside the statue, because it turns out it's hollow inside. We do that because Jewel wants to steal the statue, and we will let her do that with minions inside it. When minions will be in her domains, they will open gates for us to conquer new lands. That's a great move from us. Jewel doesn't know about the statue's secret, but now we have to just do our own things. For example, visit Sir William in his Angelis keep. He was having a party, but little did he know the Dark Overlord would also participate.
You! Didn't we leave you for dead in that god-forsaken tower?
Apparently he thinks that he, with other heroes, didn't kill the last Overlord well. However, in the battle he's not that good and fights us with a cage, which is weird, but that's okay. We don't know how paladins look in the Overlord universe. We also understood in the previous video that William has fallen to lust. Sir William has fallen from grace with the Succubi Queen. I'm reminding you that he's a paladin. Then we fight two succubi at once, proving our point. However, we hear another succubus from a closed room. Her name's Velvet, and you'll see why I call her like that a bit later. William also says something about a wizard that taught him how to seek freedom, but ultimately he actually gets his freedom. Now we can unlock the room where Velvet is.
Well, hello, dark stranger. The rumors do not do you justice.
She wants to thank us properly, but Rose breaks in because our tower accommodates only one mistress, so now we have a difficult choice to make, especially because Rose promises to strengthen our browns and blues, whereas Velvet will do that for reds and greens. Because I'm playing as good Overlord, Rose is my only option. Although I would have still choose Rose, because she's just cute.
You'll be sorry. She'll nag you to death.
I appreciate your loyalty, sire. Pay no attention to her. She's all talk.
Rose already upgraded our browns, and we can buy an upgrade for blues too. But it's not all. Now we can buy new decorations for our tower. As for the plot, the Dwarves brewery is now open for us to explore it. This entire brewery runs through the entire mountain, and Goldo's castle is on the other side. But again, there is a broken wheel. Yep, again. Our main activities here are beating dwarves and the preparation of beer for dwarves.
He's not happy.
But for me, the person who played the game for like 7 times is just a rookie. The location takes about 20 minutes to pass, but when rotating the wheel, we also gain access to brewery too. I won't go there now and just move on, there's a shield spell as well. Near the castle we encounter 2 elves, telling us that there are their women, and that there are riches. But firstly, we will have to defeat the master of that dungeon and his pet, Goldo and Rolly. But firstly, I decided to gain the last smelter. Getting this smelter is like getting Blue's Hive. It's at the very beginning, but we have to carry it through the entire location. In this case, we also have to protect it from the slugs, dwarves and fire. There is also the last fire spell, and that's it. After getting what we've came for, I immediately went to Forge. Just look at our handsome guy. I've used over 500 minions on it, and 200 on my sword. So after forging, I went straight to Arena to get Life Force, because the equipment is not upgraded to max yet. I grinded a lot longer than I would want to, but I think it was worth it, as this is our final look. Basically, I spent over 2000 minions on it, so my armor regenerates our Overlord at light speed pace. Helmet allows us to have 50 minions in the horde, and the sword, it just deals solid damage. I also have bought all the decorations possible, including Blue's upgrade. But after that, Rose invites us in our private room.
Sire, I think the time has come to tell you about the finer points of running an evil domain.
Misty! Stop pushing!
I have diagrams, charts, and a pot of tea on. Do come in. Now you take the...
No!
And some and you scream. Total annihilation.
Apparently, the Overlord is powerful in every point possible. We had a great time with the lady. Now we prepare to assault King's castle. Goldo's security is hard, but it still cracks under our evil presence. There is Goldo, but he runs away. Nope, that's Rolly. And just look, he has a flamethrower. The battle against it is still not that difficult. The first stage may not seem so, but in the second he's just like Melvin stepping on the gas even more. Anyway, he can't stand against us too long. There he is. He still tries to bite back, but... In the next room there's a lot of gold, an elven woman. But we have time to save either woman or gold. The good Overlord decides that elven race should live. The minions have finally found the gates to Ruborian Desert. Now we can teleport there. But firstly I want to finish something I started earlier. Let's get Dwarf's beer kettle. To be more correct, let's steal it. It will give some boost to our minions and crush the dwarves completely. Their last forces drown in the might of our minions. We're unstoppable. The preparation is done. Now we can go to Ruboria. However, I plan going there in the next video, fellas. As always, I truly hope that you have enjoyed watching the video. In the next one, we will most likely reach the end of the plot of this fabulous and popular game. But for now, farewell. See you later.
The blue minions' minds appear to be on a different plane of existence half the time. When they do decide to join us on this one, their healing and magical damage skills can be most useful. They can resurrect fallen minions during battle,